People don't fail, systems do. I read a book by Michael Gerber called The E-Myth. And the E-Myth is the entrepreneurial myth. Many of your audience members would have read it. If they haven't, please go out and buy it. I don't get a cut on Michael's book, but it's the most impactful book I've ever read in my life. I read it twice in one sitting.
You seriously read it front to back twice without getting up?
I'm not a reader. So I read this book and I was just like, this is unbelievable. I could see how my business needed to shift and change step by step from that book, that I had to read it again and then start marking up the book. I remember I was on a beach reading this thing and I just didn't get up for hours and read this. It's a little book, but it's fantastic. So Michael Gerber says, and I have adopted this philosophy, people don't fail, systems do. We blame people in our businesses all the time for effing up, for making mistakes. It's not the person. There was a missing system to blame. Why didn't we have a step-by-step process that would set that person up for success? So in the beginning with my business, it was really taking piece by piece everything we did, from how do we price jobs, how do we answer the phones, how do we show up and greet the customer? Everything was put into a process of here's the best practice we know to date. And it became very consistent. And we started to look, feel, and act so much like a franchise, the uniformity of it all, that I said, we've got to look at this as a model. So that book inspired me to look at the franchise model to systematize my business. But then I adopted it as a way to scale. And we scaled this franchise organization over the years. An increase of 105 million in 7 years was unbelievable, but we did it because the systems allowed us to scale.